Hey there, Mark Yegge, a wealth architect. And a lot of people ask me, how is it that people become wealthy? What habits do they have? What traits do they have? So this is a question I get a lot, and I deal with a lot of wealthy people, and there's a lot of different habits that these people have. But I'm going to boil it down to 5 habits that I think are absolutely critical if you want to become wealthy. Hey there, I help 6 and 7-figure entrepreneurs play offense and defense in their investments and basically try to help people just make the place a better world. And a lot of people ask me, how do you become wealthy, Mark? And really, I don't have all the answers. All I know is that I study wealthy people and I learn about wealthy people and from wealthy people, and I talk to them about it all the time. After all, I'm a wealth architect. It's kind of my topic. And I just kind of notice a lot of similar things in wealthy people. And listen, I'm not all about chasing after the money. It's not about the money, right? I travel around the world and I live in really cool places and get to meet really cool people. And that for me is what wealth is all about. Do you need to be a multi-billionaire to be able to do that? No, but you need to have some wealth, right? You need to have something. You could do it as a digital nomad. There's a lot of people now doing that as digital nomads and doing it on the cheap. And that's great. I just prefer to have a little bit of money when I do it because it's a lot more fun. And there's a lot of people that have different lifestyles. You might live in a gated community with a nice country club and play golf every week. That's great. That's a different kind of wealth. Some people just might give their time and help other people to learn about life, to maybe just help other people on a worthy cause. That's wealth too. So it's not all about the money, but generally in our Western society, it is about the money. And that's what people are asking about. But once you achieve a certain level of financial success, you don't really start thinking about the money anymore. You start thinking about how you can help people and what you can do with the money that you have. And so I want to boil down with you the 5 things that I see that you need to do, the habits that you need to have to become wealthy. So let's start with number 1. This is a big one here. This is minimize distractions. Right now in this world, we are so distracted, right? We're just coming off this pandemic and it's going back into the pandemic and we're all addicted to the news, right? Because the news is a fear-driven thing. We can't shut it off. And it's all over our social media. It's all over the stores we go into with the masks, and it's all about fear. I don't think it's unintentional. I think it's a programming that's intentional. And I don't think it's as bad as we think. If you look at the statistics instead of the stories, because stories are not statistics, you start to have a little bit less panic. And so what I've done, and I try to go on a dopamine fast. When you're scrolling on that phone, when you're watching the TV, and maybe it's on CNN or some other crazy network, and when you're doing all that, it's just making you get addicted to that dopamine hit. That's where we're getting so short-term oriented. We're looking at things without focus. It's all surface. And it's all because it's a dopamine hit. Like we've got to move on to the next thing. Scrolling, clicking, going on to the next thing, reading all these things, but really no depth. So you've got to minimize distraction if you want to become wealthy. Almost everyone I know who's wealthy, they might know what's going on in the news, but they're not addicted to it. When I was growing up, we had Walter Cronkite, Tom Brokaw. These guys could come on a half an hour a day and tell you the news. They had a half an hour to do it. Now it's an endless 24-hour news cycle. Everything is breaking news. It's always bad news. And it's so addictive that we basically spend our time doing that and not getting a lot of things done. And we have 24 hours in the day. And if you sleep 8 of them, then you still got 16 hours left. Even if you work a full-time job for 8 hours, you still got 8 more hours left. What are you doing with those other 8 hours? Are you scrolling on Facebook for 3 of them? Are you watching Netflix binge-worthy shows that are great? Fine. But it just doesn't mean you're getting a lot of other things done. And you're losing your time. Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and Richard Branson all have the same amount of time that you do. What are they doing differently? Well, they're using their time wiser, I can tell you that. And one of the ways they're doing it is they're minimizing distractions. So that's number 1. Number 2, and it goes along with this, is, wealthy people know how to focus. So that's the problem, is like we're losing our ability to focus. This ADHD, ADD mentality where we're always looking for the next shiny object to take our addictive behavior to, right? Our attention to. And when we do that, we quit losing, we quit focusing. And when you keep getting interrupted, it's hard to get back into a depth-worthy level of whatever endeavor you're pursuing. And so you've got to start focus. You've got to go deep. And wealthy investors have a plan, right? And they're executing that plan. They're not going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. They've got a plan and they're going deep and they're making it happen. So you've got to keep your focus. Number 3 is they have a big why. Why are they doing it? Are they just doing it to become rich? Are they doing it because they want to help people? I can tell you that 9 out of 10 of the wealthy people that I know have a why that has to do with how they can help people, how they can help other people in the world. And when you have a bigger cause than yourself, right? When you're out there working on other people, you're not really caring so much about yourself, right? You got to care about yourself, of course, but you're focusing on other people. If you focus on helping 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,billion people, well, that's a lot bigger endeavor than yourself. So you've got to keep that why at the forefront. So why are you doing things? Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's you want to leave a legacy. Maybe it's you want to build something really great so that you can have it go on and maybe even have your name, but at least go on and maybe help some people down the road. So what's your why? Figure out what your why is and then put everything behind that. What's the purpose that you're put on the earth to fulfill? Number 4 is they have a commitment to learning. And if you're watching this video, you're not spending your time watching some other video right now, which, maybe cats dancing or dogs singing or whatever. You're trying to learn something most likely. And I commend you for that, because if you're trying to learn something, you're on the road to getting better. And when you're on the road to getting better, good things start to happen to you, right? The universe starts to conspire in your favor, sends you opportunities, opens up things that you wouldn't have even seen before had you not been learning about it, had you not been aware of it. And so by learning, you can learn a lot of different things. You can learn how other people have done it before you, so you can model them. You can shortcut the process. You can learn processes on your own. You can innovate. So by spending your time learning, and Brian Tracy, one of my mentors, says, spend a half an hour every day in your field reading. And that's a lost art right now. We're not reading a lot. But that's okay if you want to watch videos or listen to podcasts, as long as it's in your field, as long as you're learning something and you're moving your life forward so that you're not just stagnant. Always be learning and your life will continue to get better. That's another thing that wealthy people do. One of the statements that I keep hearing, and I don't know if it's appropriate as much anymore, is wealthy people have big libraries and unwealthy people have big TVs. Well, now everybody's kind of got a big TV, but you get the point, right? They're constantly bathing themselves in how to do things better and better and better. And then finally, and this really probably should be number 1, is that they have a positive mental attitude. 2 people can see an accident and one person can see it one way and the other person can see it another way. One person can go outside and say, it's raining. Oh, how terrible. And the other person can go outside and say, wow, it's raining. We haven't had rain in a while. It's going to really help the garden. Same exact thing is happening, but it depends on your mental disposition. And I can tell you, I don't know a lot of negative people who are wealthy. I know a lot of positive people who are wealthy, but generally people that criticize, they condemn, they complain, they gossip, they bitch, they moan, they whine. They're always looking in the past. Those are people that never move forward. And people that are positive, something happens to them, they shake it off, they shake it off, they shake it off. They keep moving forward with a positive disposition. They're happy about life. They know that life is going to give them some problems and some opportunities to grow, we could call them. And when they do that, they know that they can become better as humans. As they look at it as a positive thing, right? And so you have to choose to become positive. You have to choose it. It's a choice. It's not the way you were born. You could have been born, look at Oprah, born in a terrible household with rape and stuff going on, and they didn't have any money. I mean, come on. A lot of people are born in this, and they choose to become victims of this for their whole life, and they blame other people for their problem. One of the most successful people in the world who went through all of this in her childhood, she had the same amount of time as you did. She has the same opportunity to choose whatever she wanted. She chose to be positive. She chose to help other people in their life. So you can look at that example as somebody that has all of these traits, maybe even model Oprah or somebody else that you admire. But those are the traits. Those are the habits of the wealthy. Let's go over them again. You want to minimize distractions, number 1. You want to focus. You want to go deep. You want to have a plan, but be be really focused on your goal, right? And that goal should have a big why behind it. What's the why? Why are you doing it? What's important? Why is it important? Who's it going to help? And then fourth is committed to learning. You got to be committed to getting better, to learning, to improving, to always moving forward into the next thing. And then along with that is the final one, and that is to have a positive mental attitude. I promise you guys, if you do this, your life will be well on the way to becoming wealthy.
How can we help you? 5 ways. First, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell below to make sure you get our new video the minute it comes out. Second, get a copy of my book, Hacking Money, and you'll learn a system for creating wealth through passive income so that you can build the lifestyle of your dreams. Click where it says book below. Third, if you want to hit the ground running, or if you want to learn how to invest from someone with over 44 years of investing success, click the products and programs link below. Fourth, if you want to accelerate your path to increase your wealth, consider joining one of my ecosystems. I have mentorships and mastermind programs for learning that are practically guaranteed to make you a successful investor. Or if you want to travel the world and learn from me and other multimillionaires on the path to greatness, you should consider joining my elite mastermind group. Fifth, if you want some help right now because you have a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to create massive passive income, or you want to accelerate your results in your investments, or maybe you just want personalized mentorship to build the lifestyle of your dreams, we can help. Maybe you're a multimillionaire who just wants someone else to handle some of your investing decisions and you want to invest in one of my funds. Whatever it is for you, click on the link below where it says become a client. All those links are below. You create your world, nobody else. And remember, never give up your power in your health, your wealth, or your time.